Suffice to say, I hate the internet. I have bed rotted for days at a time. In order to avoid dealing with some serious trauma in my life, I have wasted a decade, an entire decade, and it's too much, and I can't be alone. I just can't be alone. So I want to share with you, I want to share with people the practical steps I've taken to wean myself off the internet while still being an addict. This is the important point. Like, I still relapse sometimes, but it's a relapse and I see it that way. And it's important that we talk about it in terms of an addiction. Like, the mechanism by which they capture your attention is based on the same mechanism that they use in Vegas to keep people on slot machines. And so picture you're in your head an old woman or an old man sitting, wasting the end of their life on a stool beside a slot machine, putting in quarter after quarter after quarter, pulling that lever. That's you. We are all like that. All of us. Some of us to a greater or lesser extent, and my personal, I was an extreme case, but we're all like that. Just because there's no money changing hands doesn't mean you're not addicted to, that thing. And, the way that they do it, like, we've all had this experience. Like, I'll be sitting on social media. Maybe it's just because I'm a guy. Maybe some other people see something different because the algorithm's tailored, right? It's tailored based on gender and age and all these things. I'll be sitting and I'll be scrolling a reel or whatever, and next thing I'll just see somebody die in a car crash. Or somebody jump off something and just break their neck. And then the next thing it's back to some funny happy-go-lucky thing. So you're constantly pulling the lever, you're scrolling the wheel, you're turning the wheel on that thing just to see what comes next. And it's so hard to put down. And they capture your attention and they don't give it back, because if they gave it back, they would lose money. These companies are in an arms race to capture your attention, and they can't afford to lose, because they have billions and billions of dollars invested in capturing your attention. You are a victim of these people. If you cannot put your phone down, you are a victim. We read in the UK, which is where I am, we legislate gambling for alcohol. We legislate we legislate advertising for alcohol and advertising for gambling and advertising for cigarettes, right? But we put these devices into the hands of our children, and we wonder why things aren't going well. It's ridiculous. So I've been practicing internet fasting, and the way that I do that is I have a physical box. It's a time release box. And I also have a filing cabinet with a key, and I put my devices, my laptop, my phone, into the filing cabinet, lock it, then I put the key into the time release lockbox, and then set a timer. And recently I've been getting up to 23 hours a day, not online, no screen, no TV, 23 hours a day. And I haven't felt this good in my entire adult life. And when I go back on the device for that hour, I can feel it. I can feel the anxiety build. I can feel the addiction creeping in. And every now and then I relapse for a few days, and I'm like, oh, why am I on this fucking thing again? And then I catch myself and I just begin again. So I want to talk to people about that. I want to encourage people to follow my path. I want everyone to be talking about internet fasting. I think it's the best thing I think it's the only way. I think it's the only thing that can fix society is if we all are able to put our screens down. Now, some people, when we think about addiction, right? Some people are able to drink alcohol and not become an alcoholic. Some people are able to gamble and not become a gambling addict. Some people are able to use a mobile phone or things for work and not become an addict, right? But it's probably fewer than we think. And we need our devices, we need our phone to get through life. And so it's a bit like being an alcoholic, and every time you go to take a drink of water, because you need to drink water, you pick up a bottle, and the bottle has two necks, and in one neck there's whiskey, and in the other neck there's water, and you have to drink. That's your water bottle as an alcoholic for the rest of your life. You have to constantly have whiskey by your face, and you can smell the whiskey because normally you couldn't, but you can smell the whiskey through the bottle as well, just there tempting you. That's what it's like. Or it's like being a gambling addict, right? And every time you go to pay for something in a shop, there's like a roulette wheel sitting there, and they're like, would you like to have a go on the roulette wheel? And I mean, that actually kind of exists, because everywhere you go you can buy a scratch card or a lottery ticket, can't you? So it's kind of like that. And we're all fucked, really. That's what I think. I just think we're all fucked.